Developers, this is a new way to build apps. In this video, we are using a Replit Agent 4 to build a complete AI budget tracker from scratch. But here is the twist. Instead of doing everything step by step manually, we will work alongside multiple AI agents, each handling a specific part of the application, planning the architecture, designing the UI, implementing features, and managing workflow in parallel. You stay in control of the system, while AI help accelerate the execution. If you want to build a real-world SaaS faster and smarter, you are going to love this. Let's get started. Now you can get 1 month of Replit along with extra $10 of credit. Simply sign up with the link and then enter the promo code. Let me walk through the application demo which we are going to build in this video. So if you see, we have this beautiful landing screen, and this landing screen along with all the media is generated using a Replit agent. And also we are going to create a design of the landing screen first, and then we are going to build it, and that you want to learn how to do it. Okay, so this landing screen along with all the content is built and implemented by the Replit. After this, you can simply sign in to the application and then you will navigate to the dashboard. Once you sign in, you can jump onto this dashboard, and here you will see the beautiful status of all your budget, like total balance, your income, expense, total saving. Based on the duration, you will see a graphical representation where you can easily switch between 3 months, 6 months or year. You can even switch the content. If you want to see last 2 months information or last 3 months information, you can easily switch between the previous month history. Then we have the donut chart added along with the budget breakdown, and below that we have the recent transaction and saving goals. Now this is just a dashboard, but if you want to add a new transaction, we have this sidebar and we have a few options. So just click on transaction. Over here we already have some transaction. You have option to filter it out, or you can even search it. But if you want to add new, simply click add transaction, and then you can add any transaction. Here you have option to select the emoji. Then we'll add some amount. Let's say you spent $120. You can select the date, then the category. Obviously this category you can add anytime from the setting. And then if you want to add note, you can add and simply click add transaction. After this, the transaction get added. As soon as you add the transaction, it will update on your dashboard as well. And if you see now food count is changed, you will see your recent transaction as well. Okay, and it will update everything on the dashboard. Pretty cool, right? Next we have the goal section where you can create your own goal and you can start saving for that one. So in this case, I already have the 2 goals and I already saved more than $1,000, and combined target is to save this much amount. Now in order to add a new goal, simply click on new goal, and if you want to buy mobile, right, let's say you want to buy iPhone, so select the icon whichever you like, and then I will say I want to buy iPhone 17. Then the target value is $1,000 and I just save, let's say, $200. And here you can add start and target date, right, which help us to motivate to save your money. And once you create the goal is now added, and here you will see a proper graphical representation as well. Over here we have the track, that how much percentage you save. Okay, so everything you want to display on the goal page. Then we have the budget page where you can create a budget to a specific category. Now if you want to add a budget, you can add a budget name. Let's say you want to add a budget for buying a Nintendo console, and over here you can select any icon and then you can set the monthly budget. So let's say the $500, right? Now over here, if you see, you can link to any specific transaction, right? So you can link to, let's say, entertainment. Over here budget, instead of say I will say gaming, and then click add budget. Once you add, you will see that budget section. Now the interesting thing in this one, whenever you add a transaction in that particular category, it will automatically update. So previously we added a food and we spent $120 and the maximum budget for this month is 180. So over here you will see it's already updating your budget amount as well. You also have an option to edit budget anytime. Okay, so you can update it whenever you want. So that's already connected smartly with your transaction and with all other feature. Then we also added a recurring option where you can add a subscription or your monthly bills and utility as well. So over here simply click add recurring and you can select the recurring amount. So for example, let's say bill and we'll say electricity. Let's change this icon. You will see this beautiful emoji section and then here the electricity which is 120 monthly and then add recurring. As soon as you add this, it will also update inside your transaction, and if you see the electricity is also get added because this is your expense, right? And that expense is also reflecting on the dashboard as well. And if you see we have this bill utility section and this much amount this month you already spent. Pretty cool. So these are some main feature. Also we inside the settings you can update your category. You have the notification switch on and off option. You can even change your currency or date format and lot of other things. Now let me show you the most interesting and powerful feature of this application, which is an AI assistant / agent. Now inside the dashboard or on any page, you can simply open this AI assistant and start asking any question which you have. Let's say hi, and then agent will reply it accordingly. If you want to add any transaction, goal, budget, you can simply tell to the AI assistant. You don't need to go to any specific page and add manually. You can simply add it from this assistant. Let's say you want to know how much saving I did in this month, and then simply send it. Now based on all our data and all of the information for your own budget, it will give you the answer. And if you see in April your net balance is 9770. So over here if you see this is our balance. Okay, now let's say you want to add some transaction. So here we'll say add $30 Uber travel expense. Okay, you can, even though you did not add it, that it automatically update you. And if you see it's saying I have added $30 of Uber expense to your transaction for today. And if I go to the transaction, you will see it added for the Uber. It automatically select the proper emoji, name, date, category and everything. And obviously it will also update inside your dashboard. Pretty cool, right? So obviously this AI assistant is available on any page, and from any page you can get any answer. Even though you are on the goal page and you want to add a transaction, you can do it. Or if you are on the dashboard and you want to add a new budget or goal, you can directly do it through this AI assistant and get whatever the information you want directly. Pretty cool, right? So this AI assistant also we are going to integrate, and I will tell you how easy we can do it using the Replit. At the end, we are going to deploy our application on the cloud from Replit only. You don't need to go to any other platform to deploy your application. Starting from planning your project to deployment, everything we are going to do inside the Replit. So Replit provide a lot of different functionality in their recent Agent 4. So it has an infinite canvas where you can simply generate a multiple artifact like generating the landing screen, building the complete full scale and full stack application, everything at one place. Over here you will see an option called Open Task Board. Over here you can create a multiple tasks at once and it automatically generate a plan for you, and then you can move that task to the active mode and it will start implementing that task in a parallelly. So you don't need to wait to finish any other task. Once it is done, it will move to the ready state and then it will give you the preview option. You can preview if you want any changes, you can just make the changes, and then once you are happy with your changes, simply apply it to your main project. And if you see, these are some of the tasks we are going to implement in this video. Everything we are going to learn step by step way. We are not just entering the one prompt and generating the application, but we are going to generate a step by step way, because this is a full stack SaaS and big application, and that need to be perfect. And that's why this Replit gonna help us to create this application under 3 hours. Okay, so everything we're gonna learn from the scratch, so you don't need to worry about it. If you click the link in the description to get a free credits for the Replit as well. Along with the building the web application, you can even build a mobile application with the same code base, and you can generate in just a few minutes. Also, you can design or generate a mock-up for your next project, or even you have option to generate the slide. Replit also help us to generate an animated video. Okay, so I already tried some animated video, and that also very beautifully generated. You have also the data visualization. If you want to generate any 3D game, you can build it with the Replit, or you can ask any question for your document or generate a spreadsheet, and there are a bunch of other features you will find inside this Replit. You can just try it out and let me know if you have any question, any doubt. If you are new to this channel, then don't forget to subscribe, press like button, press notification bell icon so that you will not miss any update. If you want to learn the course and enroll to any course on TubeGuruji, then simply go to the tubeguruji.com, and here you will find all the exclusive courses and the source code. Here you can enroll to the any course like an AI, React Native, React, Next.js, and then once you enroll, you can track each of your learning. You can learn it chapter by chapter. You also have access to the source code. You can see the live demo, or you can watch this video on YouTube. Once you finish your project, simply upload the project, and then you will get a certificate of your completion. Pretty cool. Also, to manage your daily task and keep you update and track your habit, don't forget to download the TaskiBear app. TaskiBear is an AI agent to-do planner and habit tracker app which help us to keep your daily routine up to date. Here it has a lot of different features, and best interesting thing is free to use. It is available on iOS and Android device, so I will put the link in the description, so go ahead and try it out. So guys, without doing any further delay, let's begin to develop an AI budget tracker app. To develop any web application, you need to follow some standard step, which is planning your project idea. You need to write down all the features, the pages, and the functionality of your application. And then once you have all the steps and functionality, then the next step is designing the application. Like you can create a mockup or wireframe for your app. After that, you can start implementing it one by one. Obviously, which include a front end, back end, database setup, authentication, and many more, where you can actually write the code. And at the end, you deploy your application on the cloud so that your application can be shared with your friends, family, and you can start making money with that. Now, in order to follow all of these steps, obviously you use a lot of different tools. But what if you can do all of these steps in one tool? Let me introduce the Replit. Replit is an AI agent which have all this functionality at one place, where you can plan your idea, then you can create a design and mock-up for that. You can even implement it with a full stack and application, and then at the end you can deploy it. Recently, Replit launches an Agent 4. Inside this Agent 4, you can design your application with the help of infinite canvas. You can obviously edit that on the go as well, so you don't need to create the design every time. Then you can even run this multiple AI agent at the same time in parallel. So one agent can work on the front end task, other agent can work on back end, another agent will work on some functionality like that, which I'm going to show you in a moment. Then you can even ship it with anything. Like once you create any project, you can use the same kind of backend architecture to the mobile application, web application, and so on. So that is called ship anything. And then we have a build together. So in this, you can collaborate with other teammates, where other teammates can also work on the same project at the same time. Pretty cool, right? And everything is added inside this Replit Agent 4. Now, in this particular tutorial, we are going to use Replit to plan, to implement, to design, and to deploy our application. And it's very easy. I will put the link in the description to get a free credits, and just click on it and sign up with the Replit. Now, once you log in onto this Replit. Now, first thing we need to do is to plan everything. So I already wrote some of the pages or functionality which we want. So inside our AI agent for a budget tracker, we need a landing screen, obviously, which is very important. Then the authentication like sign in and sign up screen. Obviously for that we can use a Clerk authentication because it included a billing feature and very easy to set up. Then we're gonna add a dashboard with a sidebar layout and header. On the sidebar, we are going to add some few options like dashboard, transaction, the goals, budget, and setting. The dashboard page which contain all our information like status of the total balance, income, expense, and everything. And there are a few other things. Inside the transaction page, we are going to add an option to add a transaction, the list of previous transaction, and option to filter that out. Then in goal page, you can create a new goal, and then you can show a proper analytic for that. The budget page where you can set a budget for something like for grocery, for travel, how many budget you want to set, and some setting page as well. Now, let me show you some quick mock-up design which I searched on the internet and I found that very interesting. So if you see, as I say that we have few options on the left with the sidebar. This is a dashboard, okay? So once user authenticate to our app, the user jump onto this page where we have the balance, income, expense, some analytics, right? Same with the transaction and everything. And keeping that in mind, we are going to build similar kind of application. And I already show everything in the detail with this workflow, that once user is on the landing screen and once user authenticate, then user will see all of this information along with the sidebar. On the sidebar, we have few options like setting, dashboard, budget, goal, transaction. And for each of this page, we have some features added. Okay, so you can refer this documentation. I will put the link in the description. So make sure to refer it, because based on this, we are going to enter the prompt inside the Replit. So it will be very easy for you in order to build our complete application in step-by-step way. Okay. Now, first thing, as I say, we need to plan everything. So I will go to the Replit, and based on our design and workflow, we need to implement it. So over here, first we'll implement a landing screen, simple and clean. So you have the plan option. So simply enable this plan mode, and then we're gonna say, I want to build budget tracking. I will say AI agent for budget tracking web app. So create landing screen for that along with all section. Just focus on creating landing screen for now. Now I'm going with the start. Okay, I don't want to implement all at once, and that is a very bad idea. Okay, so we'll implement each feature and each page one by one. Okay, so that you can understand. Now once you select this plan mode, you have different options. Either you can just get the text information, or even you can select few options like whether you want to build website or mobile app, or you just want to create a design. You also have option to create a slides, the animation, video as well, the data visualization, and there are many other options which you can select. You don't need to specifically tell what you want to select. Just select those options from the list and then you can just send it. Right now you are in the plan mode. Let's send it and just wait. First it will check your prompt, and then it will give you the detailed plan for you. Okay. Now if you see, it started adding all the planned things, like it's added the landing page section, what are the different pages it's going to add. Then it's adding basically it's adding a project task kill file inside your project, so it will be easy for AI agent to build it. And now it's working on the task. Now just we'll wait. Now on the right hand side you will see this newly added the infinite canvas, okay, where you can add multiple screen at the same time. Now once the planning is completed, you can have option to start building. Okay, over here you will see there is one proposed task, that building a landing screen, and at the top you will see all the details. If you think that you want to update something, you have option to revise it over here, but right now I feel everything's look good, so I will just click on this start building option and then click start building. Now as I said, you can run multiple AI agent at the same time. So you will see this option right here. You can create a new task, and when you create a multiple task, then you can start each of the tasks one by one as well, and then it will start working on your features or pages. You can start at the same time all the tasks same time as well, okay, which we're gonna see next in the video. But first we'll see how this landing screen design will getting. Okay, once we receive, then once we are happy with the landing screen UI UX design, then we'll start building it, and that's what I'm gonna show how to build that. Now let's say you also want to build a sign in and sign up page using a Clerk authentication. So you can just add a new task, and here you can just mention implement sign in and sign up page using Clerk authentication using in Next.js. Okay, so even though you mention like that, and if you want to switch to a plan mode, it will plan it for you. Okay, so let's send this, and then your task will get added. Now you can execute this agent in parallelly, so you don't need to wait. And if you see, our landing screen is ready. Over here we have the on canvas we have this landing screen. On the left hand side obviously it's running the validation as well, but in meantime you can view this complete landing screen. So at the top you will see an option called preview. So once you click on it, then you can see the complete landing screen. This landing screen also generate a proper screenshot, images related to our application. We have this beautiful top section as well, and if you scroll you will see the complete page. Pretty cool, right? And obviously you can even inspect any of this section. For example, if you don't like any section, you can just select that and then you can tell to change that. Okay, so for example, in this section you can add if you want to remove background, if you want to update anything, you can immediately do it. If you want to change any section or add any section, you can simply go to the inspect panel and let them AI know. So over here you have option to add a text. If you want to draw anything, you can even draw or change color. There are a lot of things you can update it. For example, if I select this div tag and tell AI agent add testimonial, this landing screen, and then hit enter. So based on our requirement and request, it will update this particular div section as well. Okay, so you don't need to write any code or do anything. Just select it and make the change. Even though if it's small change, you don't need to tell an AI, you can even update on your own. You can just go to the preview, select the inspect, and then whichever element you want to update, select that, and on the right side panel you will see all of these properties. And if you see, it's added that section as well. Pretty nice, right? And now this is just a UI UX design, but now if you want to implement that, you can just let them know that you want to build it, because this UI UX is just the HTML Tailwind CSS code. But if you want to build it, you can even start building it. So just click on this build option, and here you can build this design option. Click, because you already have this option called build this design, and it will create a new artifact. So just click on that, and if you see, it start building this complete landing screen. Now if you see, it's saying that okay, it started building in Next.js web application and just gathering all the information. If you think that you want to give any specific command, you can just give the specific command. So in this case, I just told to the agent that okay, make sure to build in Next.js. But if you want to build in React, Vite or Angular, you can just let Replit know. And boom, if you see, our landing screen is now ready. Now here you can view in a big screen. So I will click on that, and if you see on Replit URL, you will see this complete working and fully coded landing screen. Pretty cool, right? Obviously we don't have any functionality like sign in, get started and other things, which we are gonna implement soon. But right now, make sure at least you are able to generate the landing screen using Replit, because there are a lot of interesting functionality which we are going to add inside our budget tracker application. So obviously, if you want to modify anything, you can anytime switch between this canvas, go back to your design, or you can even update anything inside your design as well. Select the any component, make a modification, and tell AI to modify the required changes. Okay, if you have any question, any doubt until this point, let me know in the comment section. Now next part is an add authentication after finishing a landing screen. Now for authentication, you can use any authentication service which you want. My favorite is a Clerk authentication, which I am going to use in this project, because Clerk provides a lot of different functionality and feature in order to implement the Clerk authentication, like multi-factor authentication, multiple social sign-on, email and SMS one-time passcode, and there are many more. It also included a billing feature. It means in just one line of code, you can add a subscription billing pricing table directly inside your application. So no more payment gateway headache where you don't need to add any payment gateway infrastructure, because Clerk is already taking care of that. So that's the reason I'm using the Clerk. So simply inside the Replit, select your landing page and just inform that on click sign in or and get started button, click add Clerk authentication to sign in and sign up user. Okay, once user sign in very first time, make sure to save user information to database. Now Replit also provide their own inbuilt database. So under the tool and file, you will find an option called database. Okay, so if you want, you can use the database automatically. Replit use the default database as well. Now once you add this, you can have option to enable the plan mode. So in this case, I'm enabling the plan mode and then get and send this. Now right now I'm still not using a multiple agent, because right now I feel once you have the basic project setup, then we can use a multiple AI agent to work on multiple functionality of the application. And if you see, the plan is now ready. Over here, it's adding a Clerk authentication and using the user DB to sync the user information. Okay, so you can even run this in the background. So we have option to run or build in a background, or you can start building here. Right now, as I say, we'll build here, and then later on we can run multiple AI agent in a parallel in the background. So let's build here, and then we just need to wait to finish the implementation. and then it will ask you to enter the Clerk secret key and the public key. You don't need to even create your own .env file because Replit is already taking care of it for you. Now in order to generate this secret key and the public Clerk key, simply head to the Clerk. I will put the link in the description to get a free access up to 50,000 users every month. Simply sign in with that link, then navigate to the dashboard, and then simply you have to create a new application. So on the dashboard, or maybe you can go over here and just click on create application. If you see, most of my application is running and using the Clerk authentication. Once you click on it, just add an application name. So here we'll say AI agent for budget tracking. So you obviously you can give a short name, okay, and you can select whichever social sign-on you want, okay. Once you select that, simply click on create application. On the right hand side, you will see the actual preview, how it actually looks, and then you can get this Clerk API key. So you just need to copy a publisher key inside the Replit. So I will copy inside the publisher key, and then you need to copy the secret key, something like this, okay. Now you can get this key inside the configuration as well. So if you go to the config and then go to this API key section, and you can use this key as well. It's the same key. Then once you enter the key, just click continue. And now if you see, Replit also test on his own as well. Over here you have option, obviously you can stop this, okay, you can skip the test and you can test on your own, but Replit can help you to test it automatically. Over here, once the website is ready, simply open a new tab, and then if I click sign in or get started button, you will see this sign up Clerk authentication model. Pretty cool, right? Now you can simply select whichever account you want and simply sign in to your account. How cool, right? You don't need to implement anything because Clerk is already taking care of authentication, and using Replit it simply enable and added inside our application. And if you see, now user is login. Perfect. So that's how our landing screen along with the authentication part is now ready. Now after implementing the authentication part, now it's time to implement a dashboard. On the dashboard we want to add a sidebar with some basic layout and the header, because after that we want to add few options under the sidebar as well, along with want to implement a multiple pages. Now if I go to this mockup, if you see, this is how you can consider the design will look like, okay. So based on that you can even enter the prompt. So let's go to the Replit, and inside the Replit, now let me show you the very interesting feature about this Replit Agent 4. On the left hand side you will see an option called create new task. On this you can start adding a multiple task, okay. It's a similar to adding a multiple features. And then if I expand this, you will see an option called open task board. Now if I click on that, you will see whatever the tasks you add, it will come into the draft mode. When it is active, you will see all the active tasks, and then once it is finished, you will see that in the done task. Currently we implemented two tasks. One is the landing screen and other is the Clerk authentication. Now you can add as many tasks you want and you can execute them in parallelly. So you don't need to wait finishing first and then other. Pretty cool, right? Now let's add two important tasks because I don't want to confuse you guys. So first what we will do, we'll design the dashboard layout. So basically on the dashboard we will tell an AI agent to implement this sidebar, okay, and along with that we'll start implementing this transaction page. We are implementing transaction page because obviously once you have some data, then you can implement the dashboard, because on the dashboard it's all about showing a multiple kind of data, right? So let's go back and start implementing. So over here I will add a first task and we'll say now once user sign in. Let's navigate user to dashboard page. On this dashboard, show sidebar collapsible with icons only, or we can just add a sidebar, show sidebar with some options on top. So basically you have to explain how you want to implement. Okay, so as per the design you can just explain. So I'm saying on top, add logo with app name, then below that show menu options, like menu options, dashboard, then transactions, then we have goal, then we want to add budget. So I already added under this document as well, so which are the different pages we want. Okay, settings, make sure to add along with icons, use lucid icons for use lucid icon in app. Okay, so lucid icon is very popular icon library. Okay, so you can simply go to the lucid.dev and here you will find this icon library. Now you might know about this ShadCN UI component library, but if you want to use this one, you have to tell an AI agent. Now obviously it's the best time if you tell very initially, but right now you can even mention. So here we can say use ShadCN UI component library to use some existing component like ShadCN sidebar. Okay, so currently we are just telling to implement dashboard, new page, and add the sidebar in that one, as simple as that. Okay, now you can even add some theme options. Okay, so otherwise you can be based on this one, right? It will automatically detect which kind of theme you want. But second important point that you can mention, use default to light theme mode. Okay, because sometimes it will go to the dark mode by default, so I'm just explaining that. Okay, I want to use a light theme as a default mode, and then send this. Now this is just in a planning, so if you see, it's created in the draft, and once you move this to active, so here you can move this to the active, and then it will start implementing it as well. Now second task you want to add, that implement transaction page when user click on transaction option in sidebar, navigate to this page. Okay, and after that we'll say that we want how this page will look like, so you can add that. Obviously you have option to design this beforehand, but right now we know how we want, so we are just explaining to the AI agent. So here we can say add option to add new transaction and use model for adding transaction. Okay, so in that one you can add whatever the field you want. Obviously you can add it later on. Also on this page, make sure to show all transaction list in table format so that user can filter based on multiple column. Also add emoji selector while adding new transaction. Okay, so obviously when you click on the add transaction, obviously it will add the emoji icon, so it will be a little bit interesting for you. I think that's all we needed. Okay, later on we can add more changes. Make it little, or add color code. Here we say add different color code for similar kind of transaction. I think we can just say add a color code for similar kind of transaction. And then this is our second draft, right? So if you see inside this, it already planned for the dashboard. Here you can click on revise, or you can even view it. Okay, if I go back and view the requirements, so on the right hand side you will see the dashboard page with the sidebar navigation, how it look like. Okay, then what are the different tasks that this particular agent gonna implement. So obviously if you see, it's using a shared CN component, because these all the components from the shared CN. And then I think that's all we needed. Okay, and if you see, other task is still under, they are implementing and making a plan for that one, so we still waiting for that. And you can track all your tasks and inside this one. Now the interesting fact is you can add each task one by one while the other task is being implementing in the background, right? So you don't need to wait to finish the first task and start the second task. Pretty cool, right? So that's how it works. Now if you see, second draft is also ready. I can review this draft. So if I click on this view, you will see how my second draft is looking, and how what are the different things getting implemented. And once you are happy with all of these changes, you can just start building it one by one. You can even revise it, you can make some modification if you want. Okay, now if I go back to this open task board, you can start this both the draft at same time. So for example, if I start this dashboard, click on start, so now it is in the active mode and it start implementing in the background. Also start at the same time. See, pretty cool, right? So you don't need to wait for any other task, and you can start writing the third task. Let's say you want to implement the third feature, which is a goal page. So I will just say, now let's implement goal page. So when user click on sidebar goal menu option, navigate to goal page, where user have option to add new goal, use dialog to add new goal. In that add goal form, add option to select emoji for goal, color code, name of goal, amount. Then what else okay, what else you want, you can just add. So name of goal, amount, then it's date, right? So what is the end date, etc. And then once it added, then show all added goal in card format in grid, and show progress, how much you saved for that goal. Okay, so the main reason behind this goal is to if you want to buy MacBook, right? So you are just saving money for that one, and that's the idea behind this goal page. So if you see, we have this goal page, and inside that we have empty state option, goal card with a progress bar. We have option to take new goal and goal analytics as well. We also have budget section where user can add a budget category and it can show the progress of that budget. Okay, so here we can, inside the goal draft, you can also add analytics for goal. Okay, I think that's all we need. So we can send, and obviously which will be in the draft mode. So we'll just wait for this one. Now another one, I will add for the budget. So we'll say also inside sidebar option on click budget menu, navigate to budget page, and on that page give option to add budget. Okay, so obviously here user have option to add a new budget, show monthly budget summary in card format as status, and all added budget with proper progress bar, emoji, and color code for along with amount for that category budget. Okay, so we also added this one as well, and we can send it. And obviously this is in the draft mode. If you see in the meantime, the goal page is already ready. Okay, so you can view how this goal page will look like. Everything it mentioned over here. Okay, anytime you can modify, even though your page is generated, you can modify it. And if I go back to this open task, you can start adding again new more tasks. Okay, so right now I just want to wait and I want to see the result, how it comes for these other pages, okay, which is currently in the active mode. And you just need to sit relax. If even though if you added all the tasks and move to the active and you come back after some time, you will see your application is ready, right? So that's how easy it is with the Replit. Now I will wait, I will pause the video and I will finish these two tasks first. And if you see, our one task is ready. Now you have option to review that changes as well. So over here you will find all of these changes, or you have option to apply these changes to the main version. It's totally up to you. You can even view these changes before applying to the main code. So if you see, our application is loaded, so I will open in a new tab, and here I have option to go to the dashboard. So if I go to the dashboard, and if you see, we have this beautiful sidebar. Obviously whatever we mentioned, like just to add a sidebar with a logo on the top and some option, all the option is now added. Obviously it's a collapsible, so you can even collapse it, and this is just a layout because we did not even mention anything about the dashboard screen yet, but it's just a placeholder. Okay, but the main thing that we want, that it's added this beautiful sidebar with all of this option. Perfect. Now once you are happy with the changes which AI agent made, simply say apply changes to the main version. You can also apply it from here. So if I click on apply, so it will apply to the main code. Okay, now once that is done, I will go back to this open task, and if you see, this particular one is in queue because it's blocked by the number 3 drop or number 3 task, because this task is a dashboard, and once dashboard is ready, then only this transaction page will gonna implement. Okay, but once this is completed, then it automatically start implementing. Also in meantime, you can start this both the draft. Okay, because we know that whatever the requirement we provided to the AI agent, it's implementing in a correct way. And right now, once this is done, then it automatically start implementing all the remaining active task. Okay, now we'll just wait and sit relax and just wait for the implementation of all the active tasks. And if you see, all our 3 tasks is now completed, and you can review each one by one. Okay, so for example, if I go to this transaction one, so this is the 4th task which we created, and right now it just in the review mode. So obviously before applying the changes, you can review the changes, but 99% time the whatever the changes that Replit AI agent made is accurate. So right now if you see, it's working. If I open a new tab and let's sign into our account, and then once you sign in, then you can navigate to the dashboard. So here we'll say continue, and then we'll navigate to the dashboard. Over here, this is a transaction page. So right now, obviously this only works a transaction. And if you see, we have this beautiful search option with the filters, a different filter type. Obviously you can filter with the dates as well. If you want to add a transaction, you will see you can add, or you can select the emoji from the list. Then you have the name option, let's say grocery. Then you can select any emoji. You can add the expense, whether it's an income or expense. So let's say you spend $50. Select the date. You also have the food category and the notes if you want, and simply click add transaction. So right now we are getting network error. So there's a different issue. So it's saying fail to fetch, but in this case you can simply tell AI that adding a transaction is not working properly, and then it will update it. Okay, same thing. If I go back and review all other pages, it will work seamlessly. So let's apply these changes first. So we'll say apply. I will click here apply, and for this one I will update it as apply. In meantime, when it's applying those changes, you can create a new task. Currently we added a transaction, goal and budget page. Now we are just remain with the transaction page and obviously the dashboard page, which we are going to implement at the last. So over here we're going to update saying now let's implement setting page. On click setting option, from sidebar navigate to setting page. There add option to update user profile, add some settings like add transaction category or others setting. Based on application, please decide the required settings for the app. Even sending notification on email, everything. Okay, so we are just telling to the AI agent that you decide what are the different settings we need to add. Okay, and here we can also saying that okay, group settings, so that it will be easy to find and apply on setting page, and then simply add this task. Currently this task in the draft mode and it will plan it before you can move that and start that particular implementation. Okay, also if you want any other pages, you can just start and let AI agent to work on that one. Okay, so right now if you see out of these three, one is completed, which is this transaction page, and now which is live. So obviously these two is still working on applying those changes in the current application. And now once the implementation plan is ready for this draft, you can start it so that it will be in the active mode. So if I start it, if you see, it started implementing the setting page now. Obviously in the ready now we only have one task which is getting applied to the application. Now in meantime, whichever error we are getting inside the transaction, if you see, we are also getting from the Next.js, just inform to the AI model to fix this issue. Okay, so you can add a task for it and then it will fix it. So here we can say in transaction I'm getting error, and then paste this error. Even I'm getting error while adding new transaction. Okay, and once you add that, obviously AI will check all the transaction page and then it will update it. So once you send it, obviously it will check and it will update his plan, what to execute and what not, and then it will obviously move. You can move to this active mode so that it will start working on it. And if you see on the left hand side, it will work on different tasks at the same time. Right now whatever we implemented is apply it to the application. Now in order to check it, just close this taskbar, and then even though if you go to this canvas, you can just go to in preview mode, open this in a new tab, and then go to the dashboard. Okay, now inside the dashboard, obviously we have the transaction page. Okay, currently we are fixing in the background, even you are testing here. Then we have the goal page added, and if you see, we have this beautiful section. Obviously you have option to create a goal. You can select different option what you want to buy or something like this. Then you have option to select icon, theme color, add a goal name. Okay, how much amount you want for that. Then you can add a start date and the end date. Okay, so this is kind of saving for the particular thing which you want to buy, and simply click create goal, and boom, if you see, the goal is now created. Okay, now even though you refresh, that data is still saved inside your DB. Once it is done, you have this beautiful card section, right? How much you save, what is the target, and start and end date. Also below that you will see analytics. Currently only we have one goal, but if you add multiple goal, let's say you want to buy a PlayStation, right? And then you can add amount, let's say $1,000. The start date is now, target is let's say 30th, and then create goal, and then second goal is created, and here you will see that saved target for goal, and on the right hand side it will add how much you save for that one. Okay, below that you have option to track each of the information. Currently it look like we have very less padding. Okay, but you can just update these small UI things and tell AI to update it. Then also have this budget page ready, where you can add a budget to for any category. Let's say for a food you just want to spend $300. Okay, so that is your budget. Just click on add budget. So right now here as well we are getting some error. See, something went wrong while adding. So these small things you can immediately fix it using an AI, and just inform to the AI that okay, something is not working properly, just fix it. So I'm gonna add another task to fix this. So here if I go to this task board, right, we can just ask that also in budget page fix error while adding new budget. Okay, so that also we can send, and also we can add some padding to, and you can just check which page. So that was a goal page. Now remember one more thing inside the goal page, that you don't have option to delete any goal, right, or edit that goal. So you can add that option too. So here we can say also add an option to edit the goal which is already added. Okay, so this is very important. Also option to delete the existing added goal, and then simply send it. So right now the transaction fetch error plan is ready. So basically you can start, and then it will start working on that part. Also once these two tasks which we just added is done, you can move that to the active mode. So obviously once it is implementation plan is ready, you can just start it. Okay, and that's how cool it is. You don't need to wait for other things to complete. You can, as soon as it's ready, test it. If you think there is a bug or there is some improvement we need to do, or the new feature you want to add, just keep adding a task and then moving that task to the active mode, and then AI will take care from that. Okay, so guys, we'll wait for these changes and then we'll again test it out. Now here our goal page and transaction page is fixed. Now we'll review both of them. So just click on review section, and before applying it you can review it. If you think it's still not working, you can simply message to this agent and it will fix it before applying those changes. So it means you don't need to create another task for it. So now if you see, I'm on the transaction page. I already tested with the adding one transaction, but if I go to this transaction and add something else, let's say gas, and it charged me let's say $40, right? And you can select the category. So I will add it as a transport and then click add transaction, and boom, if you see, the transaction is get added with the proper color coding, with the category, the type and the amount, how much is it charged and everything, right? Now you also have option to filter this out. Let's say you want to only filter with the transport and then it will come only transport. Okay, whether you want income or you want all type or expense, everything you can filter this out. Next thing which we fix, now once you are happy with this one, you can simply apply these changes and it will start applying. But another thing, let's say goal page. So let's go to this goal page, and I think I don't know, okay, I think I did not open it. Let's open this and then go to the dashboard and then let's go to the goal section. And now if you see, we have option to edit these goals. Okay, previously we don't have option. It also added a padding properly. Now let's edit this, and if you want to update anything, let's say Mac Studio 2026 and how much you save for this one, let's say you save $250. Okay, and then simply click save changes, and now here you will see the progress is also get changed, and here you will also see that okay, you have how much saved bar as well along with the expense. So it easy for you to look quickly. Okay, and on the track you will see that how much is percentage. So 30% goal is completed for this Mac Studio, 20% is completed for the PlayStation, likewise. If you want to delete it, you can simply have option to delete that goal as well. Okay, it's totally up to you. On the top obviously you will see the proper status for each of them. Okay, now once again you are happy with this, you can simply apply these changes. Okay, and once it apply, then it will come under the done task. See, it's come under a done task. As simple as it is, right? So that's how wise you have to update and test each and everything. Also our setting page, I don't know whether I show it to you, but let me show it to you because we already uploaded a lot of other things. So I will close this taskboard and now I will open this all the application out once, so I can go to the dashboard, and under the dashboard let's go to the settings. I don't think the setting is still working, but right now we also have the budget things. So let me go back. Okay, the setting page is still under in active state. Okay, so we'll wait for this one, but in meantime I will show you where our actual data is getting saved. So over here you will find an option called database. Just click on it. You also have go over here and click on the database under the tools. Under this development database, click on it, and then you will see for each of the category like budget, goals, you will see the data and tables. If I click on it, you will see for a goal you have the 2 goals which you added, and all of this information getting saved to the database directly. Pretty cool, right? Obviously you will find all the settings here. This is from the PostgreSQL. So even though if you want to connect any third-party PostgreSQL service, you can simply add your database URL. In many of my applications I use a Neon's PostgreSQL database which is free, so you can use that one as well. Create a database and simply add the database URL, so the data will be on your cloud platform. As simple as that. Okay, so that's how easy it is to implement your complete application. Now obviously there are a lot of things we are going to add inside our app, but first we'll finish this setting page and some bug, and then we'll test our application again. Now our setting page and budget page is ready without any error. Currently is a ready mode, and we did not even apply to the final changes because we want to review it first. So I will click on this review tab, and then you can simply open it. Once I open, if you see, I can able to add a budget. Now I have this category which I added. Obviously on the top you can simply add a new budget by selecting all of these options, and then budget will get added. But the question is how we are going to update our or add the spent amount inside the budget. So we want to connect that with a transaction. So whenever user add a transaction, we need to set the budget. Okay, we need to update it. So currently we don't have that connection, and obviously in many applications you will not find this. You have to add it manually, but in this case we are adding that in a smart way. So as soon as user add a transaction, the budget will get update for that particular category if it's there. So inside this, I'm gonna simply add to the AI agent before applying the changes, so that once that changes is applied, then we can test it out and then we can apply it to the final change. So here we're gonna simply add, let's so we can simply say add option while adding budget to connect to existing category or existing transaction category, so that whenever I add any new transaction, then make sure to update budget for that category / budget type. Okay, for example, you can even mention it properly. For example, I added new budget called food and attach the category as food and dining. Then whenever I add any new transaction, then make sure to update in my food budget. Okay, so we simply and properly mention what we are trying to achieve. Okay, also give an option to edit and delete existing added budget. Okay, so currently if you see, we don't have option to add that budget. So whenever AI develop the application, it develop with a basic feature, but some of the feature which you want and which you think that is necessary, make sure to inform to the AI agent. Okay, and here we simply add existing added budget. Okay, I think that's all we need, and let's send this out. So right now if you see, it will start working on it, and then once it start, you can again test it out. Okay, so I will pause the video and we'll wait for these final changes. But in meantime, I just wanted to show a setting page. If I go to this setting page under the review, and you can open in new tab. So once it's load, we can simply open that, and once you are in the dashboard, go to the setting and test each of the functionalities. So right now if you see, I have option in the transaction category, but if you want to add any new option, let's say YouTube spending, right, and if I add it, you will see it's get added. You also have option to delete it, or if you want to change color, you can even change the color. Under the notification, you can now enable this notification. Again, here we have the currency section where you can add and update the currency as per your requirements. The date format, which also you can update it, and option to manage your password and all. Okay, so I think setting pages look good, and whatever the basic information we need to update, you can update it directly from here. Now whatever the category we added over here, you will find that inside the transaction while adding a new transaction. So under the category section, now we have this YouTube, see, which you can add it now. So as simple as that. Okay, so our setting page is working, so that we can simply move our setting page and we can apply these changes. And if you see, whatever the changes we suggested for the budget is completed, so you can go to the review section and open it in a new tab. Once you open over here, now we have an option to edit any of this category, and you have option to delete that as well. Now over here we added a new category section. Obviously it's optional, but now you can connect that. Here we'll say travel, for example, and we connect it to a travel. Here let's save these changes, and now this link to a travel section. Now if I go back to the transaction and add a new transaction, let's say traveling to New York, and which cost me, let's say $300. I will change this category to, let's say, travel, and then add a transaction. So I added this travel transaction, and then if I go to the budget, then you will see that I spent $300. So now it is connected to the transaction. Obviously it's an optional thing, because some of the budget thing you don't want to update, right? So but if once you added and connected, So whenever you add a new transaction, it will update your budget as well. So you don't need to manage your budget separately. Pretty cool, right? So it means our budget page with all the functionality is also ready. So now I will go back to this ready, and then we're gonna apply these changes. So let's walk through what are the things that we implemented. So we have this layout, okay? Obviously the dashboard page is not implemented yet. We have the sidebar with all of this option. Then the dashboard page is still remaining. So obviously we're gonna implement in this particular chapter. Then our transaction page with an option to add a transaction, table and filter option is ready. Then under the goal page, we have the empty state. Then obviously we have proper goal card with a progress bar, option to create a new goal and analytics. So that is also be added. Then under the budget app, obviously we have option to create a budget and show budget spending, and in setting we already have this option as well, right? Now it's time to implement the dashboard page. So in order to implement a dashboard page, let me walk through what are the things that we need to show on the dashboard. So we already have this flowchart, and inside this dashboard we want to show a status card where how many income you have, how much spend, everything inside this status card. Then a money flow graph which will show how much money you spend versus how much you earn, right? The budget donut chart. Then we have the recent transaction, saving goal widget, and the AI agent, which we're going to implement later on. Now, obviously you can search on the internet how the budget page should look like and everything. And this is the one which I got it. So we already have the left side section. Now on the budget page, we want to show a total balance, the income, then expense, and then total saving. Okay. After that, we want to show a money flow based on income versus expense. So here also we need to add while giving the prompt, the budget donut graph, the recent transaction, and the saving goal. So everything we can add it. So let's go back and let's start implementing it one by one. So I'm gonna open the task board, and inside that we're gonna add it. So first, obviously it will check whether the dashboard page is ready, and then you can create a multiple task in order to add all of these things. Okay, so for in first task I want to show this status section. Okay, so over here we can simply add, let's implement dashboard page. First add status card with status of income. Then we want to show let me go back over here. Then we want to show the income, expense, total balance. So here we'll say first total balance, income, expense, and then we have the total saving. Make sure to get all of this information in real time based on user history data. Okay, so based on what user added in the previously, based on that we want to get it. Okay, also we're gonna say make sure to use proper icons and show I think we need to show whether comparison between last month and this month. Also add an option to filter, or not filter, but to get data between current month, last 2 months, and so on. Okay, so basically it will help us to load the data a specific day. So for example, if you want to load for 6 months, so it will fetch all the data from last 6 months. Okay, I think in this draft we're gonna implement only this part. Okay, and let's send this. So right now obviously it will plan it now, but you can go with the second task is to implement this money flow. Okay, so obviously you can take a refer of this one, and here we can add. Also now implement a bar graph for income versus expense. Okay, show last I think maybe we can show last 6 month data. Okay, so you can go to the canvas and we can show yeah, so we show last 6 month of data. Okay, so between income and expense, obviously it will automatically detect that, and I think that's all we needed based on user transaction. Get real time data. Okay, on right side of the graph, show donut chart with latest expense. Okay, so that one also we are going to add. So this is nothing but this one. Okay, with proper color code, and let's send this second task. If you see, the dashboard page task is ready to start, so we'll start this one. But obviously anytime make sure you can review your plan. So inside the view plan you can see all of this information. It's totally optional, but always good to verify so that you will get an exact result which you want. After this, we want to add a recent transaction and saving goal section as well. Below expense graph, add a transaction, here we say recent transaction list in table format with small filter option. Okay, so I think that's also good option. So here we will see the recent transaction, and on right we can say saving goal, and on right side add a card with recent goals, or not recent, but here we can say saving goals with proper progress bar. So that also we are going to add. So let's send this as well. Now for the income and the expense bar, you can even review this before implementing it. So it look like it's adding a bar chart on the left, shows side by side income and expense bar for each of the last 6 calendar months, labeled with the month name. Then we have the donut chart with the right show color coded breakdown to expense category from the current month, with a listing each category in its amount. I think that's perfect, and that's what we wanted. I think he understands what we want, so we can start on this part as well. And then we have the expense thing. Okay, so it means we are covered all of these sections, right? Now also we already mentioned that we want to add this month and this calendar, right? So you can select the last 3 months or 6 months data as well. Obviously we'll check later on once it is implemented, but for now I think it's good, and just we'll wait for the implementation plan. And I think this is also started, so I will start this one as well. Okay, so currently if you see, the transaction table is in a queue because it's blocked by this 12th or this 11th card, right? Because that's the things. And this also blocked by this one, because once we have the basic dashboard layout, then it will execute this one. So obviously if it's blocked, obviously it will wait for the first one to complete. But now if you try to implement for any other page, it will continue and it will execute in parallel. Now we'll wait and we'll see the complete implemented page. Now if you see, our dashboard is ready for the review. So if I click on review, or not review, but let me click on this section and run it. So we'll go to the preview and simply open in a new tab, and then we'll sign in. And after signing, you will see the dashboard. Here we have this month, last 3 months, and everything. It looked like the balance, okay, I think it's correct because I added the income of 10k, the total balance is remaining this one, this is the expense, and total saving of the 9970. Okay, perfect. So that's how we have to add it. Now after this, once you are happy with these changes, you can simply merge it or currently I just fill the total saving, right? We can calculate the total saving from the goal. So whatever the goal we have, you can add that. So we can simply add, or we'll say update total saving card with goal, with a goal amount. Okay, so basically once user saved for goal, save that under saving card. Okay, so these small changes we are just adding. Other than that, I think everything's look good to me. So here we can make all cars little colorful. Okay, so, with proper colors to the card. So we are just making little bit colorful based on the application theme, and now we'll wait for these changes. So now total saving, it will calculate from the goal which we have. Okay, and if you see after update, you will see the how much you save for that particular goal. So in this case I save 500, so it's showing that. You might have a question why it's showing the no data for previous period. So basically if you had a last month information, right, it will show whether you are expand more or your expense is less than in this particular month, right? Okay, so that particular information it will show under this one. Right now obviously we don't have, so that's the reason it's not showing, but once we have that information, then it will start showing. Now next thing, let's go back, and once you are happy with all of these things, simply click apply, and these changes once it apply, all the two remaining tasks will start executing, because that is based depends on each other. This AI agent will automatically decide which task is depend on what, right? And on the left hand side you will see this tree structure as well. And now we'll wait for completing these both the tasks, because once this task is marked as a done, then we can start implementing, and obviously AI agent will start implementing it. And our dashboard income expense is also completed. So obviously I just stopped this because it was doing some testing. So let me see what's the issue. I think you can say just stop because it's already completed. But if I open it now, you will see the color combination, right? So it's using the same theme color where we have this 3 months, 6 months. On the right hand side you will see a donut chart, that how much you spend for the food, transport. Obviously once you add the transaction, right, more transaction into that, it will automatically categorize it. So for example, if I add $200 for a food, and then it will add it to our transaction, and then it will also update to our donut chart, and if you see now total is changed. Okay, so that's how our income expense and the donut chart expense section and card is also ready. Obviously the beautiful thing is you have option to change this too, so that's a good part. Now if I go back and let's say apply these changes, so the main version, or here you also have options, so we'll just say apply. As soon as it apply, it will start working on this transaction table, and if you see, it's already started now. Perfect. Now we'll wait for this one as well. And our dashboard transaction section is also now ready, and if I go back to the dashboard, you will see the recent transaction option. Over here is easy to filter this out, so that option is already added. Also we have the saving goal section, which we told to add that one, and when you user click on view transaction, it will navigate to our transaction page. Pretty straightforward and pretty cool, right? So whatever the widget we want, we already added to our dashboard, and now you can easily access everything from the dashboard. So until this point, if you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Now there are a few things that you can add it. For example, you can add some profile setting option, I think which is already here. So with the help of Clerk, you already have this predefined component which you can use to update your profile. You can see the security information and everything. After that, our transaction page is also working perfectly. The goal page, where you can add your goal and try and get and add your saving and everything, I think that is also working perfectly fine. But if you think that you want to add some more feature into that one, feel free to add it, because AI agent will help you to add there. Okay, then the budget section, obviously you can create a budget, depends on your requirements, and the setting page is also ready. Now few things you can improve it, like you can improve the application UI, the complete UI, right? You can improve that one. You can improve each of the pages UI UX if you think that it's little bit very plain and not that much attractive. Feel free to update it. Okay, you can use any other tool like a Cloud as well to improve your UI for this page. But for now, if you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Now, in order to improve your UI UX for your application, the another trick that I'm going to tell you will blow your mind, because based on our research, right, we already gathered a lot of UI UX design, right, and make sure you will search on the internet. Once you have that one, you can copy, and you can simply copy that particular image, okay, or you can either download it, and then you have to go back to the AI agent and simply paste it here. Okay, something like this, and then tell to the AI agent that try to use a similar kind of theme. So here we'll say update my dashboard UI UX similar to attach screenshot. Do not update any logic, but try to change UI UX theme for dashboard. Okay, so I think that's all we need, and you can simply send this. Now obviously it will create a separate plan, and then once the plan is ready, then we'll start implementing it, and then it will move to the active mode. Now our dashboard UI UX is updated. Now you can go to the review and then simply open in a new tab, and this is how now it look like. We have this beautiful section. Obviously at the top it added some setting, user profile section, and you can switch between the last 2 months data or 3 months data from this drop down. We also have the updated card. We add matching color combination for each of these section. On the donut card we have all the category section, we have the recent activity and saving goals. So all the cards, it's UI UX design, it's updated. And then from here you can add some data. For example, let's say you want to add a travel, and you spend, let's say, $550 on transport. Let's add a transaction, and then immediately it will update inside this budget breakdown. You will also see the expense that in April you earned 580 and 10,000 and 580 is expense. So this bar graph also help us to show you. Okay, perfect. So basically you understand how you can improve your UI UX design. Obviously that is very important part of any SaaS application in order to attract more customer. If you give a user friendly UI. If you have any question, any doubt until this point, let me know in the comment section. Now it's time to implement the most interesting feature, which is an AI agent. Now this agent is nothing but an AI model where it will help us to ask any question related to your budget tracking. It also helps you to add a transaction, create a budget or create a goal, or you can even give any suggestion to you. Okay, also this agent will run in the background so that it will send you the proper alert or a notification, a lot of other things. Okay, so this agent we are going to build. As you know that we already finished this dashboard page, and we also updated the UI UX for that one. Okay, but we are remain with an AI agent. So let's go back to our Replit, and inside this we are going to add a new task, and inside that we will say now I want to add AI agent for budget tracking. So in dashboard on right side, add AI agent chat section where user can chat with AI agent. This AI agent will help user to solve any question or here user to solve any question related to budget. Also make sure to collect or make sure to understand about users expense, transactions, goal, budget with real data from database and then answer accordingly. So based on user information, we are telling to the AI agent that based on that info you have to answer it, right? Also help user to create or add new transaction, goal, budget, etc. Okay, so it also helps us to add all of these things. Use generative AI whenever needed to reply the answer. Okay, and I think we also added that one. So also I think that's all for now. Okay, so this AI agent will be on the dashboard. Let's send this task first. Now based on this our requirement, it will generate the proper plan and then it will start generating and implementing. Right now I think we forgot to add this dashboard UI so I will just apply it, so this will mark as a done. And right now if you see, we finished almost 15 task. Okay, so to build this application, we divide this application into a smaller part, smaller task, and then you will see all of these tasks over here. Now we'll wait for this plan, and if you see, the plan is ready, so you can even review this. So I will click on view. So basically make sure that couple of things that we are expecting. So it will create a chart panel which is visible on the right side of the dashboard on all the dashboard pages, not just the main page. It appears on the layout. So if you are okay with this one, then it's good, right? User can type a message and receive an AI response that references the actual financial data. Okay, so your top spending category is a month is for ready, so it will give you the actual answer from the database. The AI can create a new transaction budget goal when asked. After the AI creates something, the data is reflected in the database immediately. The chart show a typing and loading indicator while AI is responding. Then AI response support markdown, bold, list and readable formatting, and panel is collapsible, so user can hide it when they don't want that, right? So that's a good thing. I was about to add that feature. The panel is collapsing. Okay, that's good. And the chart persists within a session. So for a complete session, the chart will be there. So this is out of scope, the persistent chart history across session. So that's fine because we don't want to save all the previous chart history, right? Then the voice input, we are not adding any voice input, streaming token by token response, and AI driven edit and deletion of the existing record. I think we can add this functionality, but right now we are just adding with the create only. I think that is fine, and these are some tasks that it's gonna perform. Now only one thing that I feel is missing, that which AI model is gonna use. So I will just click on this revise button, and here we'll say use Gemini AI model for this AI agent. Okay, so use Gemini API and then just send this one. So it will update your plan little bit with these new changes. And now if you see, we have this Gemini setup via Replit AI integration. So inside the Replit, you just need to add a API key and then Gemini will work properly. Okay, so I think I'm good with this one. So you have option to start building, or you can even click on the start button. And now if you see, it is inside the active task. Okay, now we'll wait for the implementation, and here our agent is now ready. So you can review this. So let's go to the review, and inside this review section I will open this in a new tab. Let's go to the dashboard, and then on the right hand side you will see an AI assistant. Now here you can ask any question which you want. Even you want to add a transaction goal, you can add it. You don't need to go to the any specific page and add it manually. So here we'll say hi, and let's start with the hi message and let's see what he is returning. So right now it's returning that, okay, hi, I'm your AI financial assistant, how can I help you today? Whether you want to log a new transaction, set up a budget, or check your saving progress, just let me know. By the way, you are off to great start this April with a net balance of the balance which is mentioned. Right now, let's say you want to add, or let me show you first. So if I go to the transaction, this AI assistant still there, and you have option to collapse this anytime. Okay, and if I go to the goal or budget, right, we have some records in there. Okay, so just for the proof that we have these three listing right now. But now if I go over here and say add food expense of $120, okay, and then hit enter. Now once you add, it will automatically add a transaction of the food expense of $120, and based on that it will automatically select the category and everything. And if you see, it selected the category as a food. For it also added amount, it also mentioned a date. Obviously default is today, but you can mention any specific date if you want to add. And now if I go to the transaction, you will see the food expense and the new record you will find under the transaction. Pretty cool, right? Now you can ask some question like, can you tell me how much goal saving I did, something like this, right? You can ask the question. If he understand, then he will obviously reply us. Okay, so we'll wait. So it's sometimes take time because it will actually fetching data and understanding it. Okay, and right now if you see, currently you have not saved any money towards your goal. So Mac Studio 0 saved out, PlayStation we don't have anything, right? So if I go to our goal, you will see we did not save anything. Perfect, right? So here we can add, let's add $200 of saving towards Mac Studio, and if you see, it's added $200 of saving as well. So you can ask whichever question you want. If I refresh this, obviously for the session, the history will get clear out. Okay, and if whenever you want, you can just collapse this anytime. Okay, and that's how our AI agent is now ready. If you want to ask question that how can I save more money every month, okay, so you can even ask suggestion to the AI agent, and then AI agent will give you the answer, depends on your question. And based on your data, if you see, we got a monthly budget, the how to work it. So you have to do 5 30 20 rule. Okay, and obviously 20% towards your saving. Obviously since your income is 10,000, so it automatically understand that our income is 10,000 this month, so you can save at least 2,000. okay, and then automate your saving goal. So obviously all the detail you will find that this AI agent / assistant will help you out. Okay, so if you have any question, any doubt while implementing this, let me know in the comment section. Before moving to the next chapter, I will show you one more important thing. Now this AI assistant right now, it uses the Replit, okay, the Replit AI's Gemini model. So basically if you want to update, simply go to the tools, and here you will find an option called secret. Okay, so which contain a secret key like Clerk, publisher key, right, which we already saved. But here you will find an option called Gemini API key. Here you just need to update with your own Gemini key, and then you will get started. In order to generate your own Gemini key, simply go to the aistudio.google.com, go to the get API key, and from here you can generate a free API key. Okay, so you will get a free trial access, so you can just click on it and then it will generate API key. That API key you can simply paste it inside this block, as simple as that, right? So if you have any question, any doubt until this point, let me know in the comment section, or you can ask any question on my Discord channel. The link of the Discord channel also in the description. Now we finish our building the application, and as I say, you can always add few or extra feature to your application, depends on your requirements. Now, once your application is ready, it's time to publish your app so that other user can test your application, and then you can also start making money with that app. The question is how to publish it. There are different ways. Either you can download the source code and then you can push your code to the GitHub, and then from there you can push to a Vercel, which is a free cloud storage platform. But what Replit also provide you the same feature. In the beginning of this course that I told you, we are going to plan our application, design it, we implement it, and now it's time to deploy, and everything will be done in single platform, and that's what is the Replit. Here we already plan it, then we design our mockups. We also implement the complete application, and we also show how we use a multiple AI agent at the same time, and then how to deploy that. So over here on this top corner you will see an option called publish. Simply click on it, and then you can update your own domain. Currently for a free you will get a replit.app as a domain. Here you can add the domain whichever you like. This is the preview how it look like. Okay, once you jump onto this URL, you can change this access mode, whether you want to public it or just for you, and then simply click on publish. Once you click publish, it will start deploying your application. It will scan your application, it will build it. If there is any error, it will give you in the log, it will automatically fix it, and then once your application is built, it will bundle it, and then it will deploy to you the cloud. So right now if you see it is in the security scan mode, so we'll wait and we'll check how it proceeds.